Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Tuesday, the 10th of October. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Again, this week, looking a little different. We are revisiting some of our favorite segments, some of those segments that you guys have said that you enjoy. So right off the bat, we are looking at the Quest Center in Dixon. This is an interview I brought to you last month around their fair time there in Dixon because the Quest Center was the recipient of funds raised through Fairest of the Fair because the work the Quest Center does is just beautiful. They are working to positively influence the lives of children through music. So I look forward to sharing the segment with you once again this morning. After that, Tom Adkinson takes us to another great spot located in Tennessee. You know, he does some quick little travels to bring this information to us and some locations that we should put on our list of spots to visit. And then we round out today by taking a look back at Antoinette Hall Opera House, a historic location in Pulaski, Tennessee. Hear about the history of Antoinette Hall and what it means to Giles County. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Dairy Berry's Heat and Air has been proudly serving the Middle Tennessee area for over 35 years. We have been voted Sumner County's best heat and air company for the past 8 years. For outstanding service, call Dairy Berry's at 615-452-8121.
When it comes to insurance, you want a name you can trust. Wendy Danielle Stack is here to help. With over 7 years of experience, Danielle and her team are here to assist you in finding the right coverage for all of your needs. From auto and home to life and business insurance, we have customized options for everyone. We'll work with you to create a personalized plan that protects everything in your life that matters most. Call today and see for yourself why Danielle Stack is the go-to insurance agent in Clarksville.
I'm Dr. Webb. I'm the owner and operator of Webb Aesthetic Plastic Surgery here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We offer services for both men and women, breast, body, and face for both.
I meet with patients who are ready to schedule surgery. We talk about their pre-op appointments, what to expect before surgery, what to expect during and after surgery.
We graduated medical school and nursing school the same day, and I had things that I believed in and stood by that I wasn't willing to compromise on. So when he came home, we had to discuss that we were on the same page with how we treated patients and staff. We want them to feel like they're part of our family.
Football season is grilling season. The Big Green Egg is the perfect grill for everyone, from the backyard cook to the world's most acclaimed chefs. Stop at Tennessee Ace Hardware today and check out our large selection of Big Green Egg grills. It's the perfect grill for any grilling need.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. I am in Dixon at the Quest Center with John Johnson, who is the executive director here at the Quest Center, and the Quest Center is doing phenomenal things with young talent. Youngsters out there wanting to learn how to play an instrument. Those who may already have a talent, you are just letting that grow. First off, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for asking, and I'm just thrilled that you came to see what we have going on here, and it's something that I'm obviously very passionate about. So it is a music education program, and you talk about talent. Kids come to us, and everybody's got a talent, and our main goal here is to have something for all kids to do. The music is not for everybody. Sports is not for everybody, but every kid needs to have the opportunity to explore who they are and find what it is about them that's going to make them different, make them tick. And so that's really what we're after, is to offer some choices for kids, to have them involved in something and help empower them and develop them as people.
How long has what the Quest Center offers been empowering youngsters in this area?
The Quest Center has been around for 11 years. Okay. It was started by a fellow by the name of Jim Lutz, who is still very involved in our program here and is still leading our board of directors. But Jim is just an incredible individual who's had this vision for what the Quest Center has become. This past year, we served over 1,800 kids in our community and reaching them. We have kids that come to classes at various places that come from all the counties around us as well. But we are centrally located in Dixon, and we are in all of the elementary schools in Dixon County as well, with an after-school program.
That is beautiful. What do you hear from these kids that come in, whether it be someone who's just learning to play or someone who just needed maybe a little extra help to kind of expand on what they already know?
You know, what we hear from them is you know, first of all, at this time of the year, it's a lot of excitement, because we have done assemblies at each of the elementary schools, or most of the elementary schools, and there we introduce them to musical instruments and put a guitar in their hands, let them get the feel of it, experience that, tell them a little bit about other musical instruments, and find what it is that that may be of interest to them. And then we have an after-school program, as I said, at all of the elementary schools in Dixon County, where we will come to them. So our goal is really to remove any obstacle that might be standing in the way of a youngster wanting to learn a musical instrument. So if they want to learn, we want to do everything that we can to work with their parents to help them.
Where can parents out there who might see this get the information to connect with you to, you know, get their kid involved?
Come to our Facebook page. That has a lot of the most up-to-date information, and we're posting on there constantly, and fresh pictures and the whole bit. You can see what's going on specifically. You can also come to our website at qcdixon.org.
John is, you know, you've worked with talent. You've been in the music industry for quite some time.
Yeah, I spent over 30 years on Music Row, mostly working in performing rights organizations, working with songwriters, and you know, for that side of the business as well. So this is something that when I saw what was happening in the community where I grew up, that Jim had started, and I said, wow, if a program like that had been around when I was growing up, when you were growing up, could have been a game changer. You know, I took private lessons. Everything the Quest Center does is a group lesson. And the value of a group lesson is you get to learn not only from a teacher, but you're also learning from your peers. And you're all learning together. And then as you're learning together, you're learning to depend on one another and developing those skills in a collaborative environment. And there's just nothing that takes place. Music is meant to be played with other people. It's meant to be experienced with other people. It is a social fabric of our lives. And you know, and putting a program like that from an early age, we started at age 9 with most of our classes, and putting that in place at that point, it helps them further develop their social skills, leadership skills, and other skills that will be vital to their success in life.
Being a 501c3, I mean, you guys have to rely on grants and donations and fundraising. And as I mentioned yesterday on Thursday, you know, we heard from Miss Amy, who is over Fairest of the Fair here in Dixon County. The girls that are participating in Fairest of the Fair, let me remind you, they have been working to raise money for the Quest Center. Yeah. Was that a surprise to you, and how did that make you guys feel, you and Jim both?
Well, Miss Amy called me to let me know that they had selected us as their People's Choice Award, and I said, okay, really? What does that mean? And what do I need to do? You know, because I'm used to having to do something. But this is like, no, you don't have to do anything. Contestants are going to work, you know, all the money that's donated will be donated to the Quest Center. And I'm just not used to that. I mean, with grants, you fill out all kinds of reams of paperwork, and you have hoops that you have to jump through. It was very much appreciated. I appreciate all the focused attention. You know, the ability to further get the message out. It's twofold. Yes, we need to raise money, raising money to help fund the programs that we have here, but there are kids that could benefit from the program that don't know about it. We go to all the elementary schools, but there's a whole bunch of kids that don't go to an elementary school. Homeschool community is very, very vibrant in this area as well. There's other ways. So we're constantly trying to reach out to the community to make sure that we are enabling our program for anybody that has an interest in wanting to learn.
And I mean, just looking at the space, and here's just a quick shot of the room. You work with very little, as far as space-wise. All that money. I mean, it just appears that the funds that you do get go into the instruments, really do go right back into those kids.
Yeah, we're thrift. We're very thrifty. What's that word? We're very thrifty. We try to maximize everything that is donated. Our resources. Our space is limited, but we're kind of like busting at the seams. We do get a lot of instruments from time to time that are donated. We could use some banjos right now. We could use some fiddles right now. Different things. So if you have instruments, always we could use student-size guitars. Okay. And by a student-size guitars, I mean one that's going to be small enough for a 9 or 10-year-old student to play. So about 3/4 size guitar. And because one of the things that we try to help students with as well is we have a loaner program that if they don't have one, can't find one, then we'll help them with the loaner as long as they're taking lessons as well, so they have something to practice with. So.
The Quest Center, what a wonderful job you guys are doing with kids in not only Dickson County but surrounding areas. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to share?
One of the things that limits our growth of our program is the ability to replicate ourselves. So if you have an interest in wanting to work with kids, children, and in a group environment, introducing them to music, not looking for the best musicians in the world. As a matter of fact, if you can play a little, that's great. The main thing is do you have a heart and a passion for working with children and helping them tap into who they are and to become all that they can become through music education. If that is you and you want to be able to work with us on that, and give me a call. Let's talk, because I'm constantly getting calls from people that are wanting to bring this program into other areas and other schools and surrounding counties. I've talked to different people in surrounding counties that want to do this there and would love to be able to expand it, but we can only go so far with who we are.
John, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And keep doing what you're. Again, I love what you're doing for those kiddos.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We're still having a lot of fun. We'll be right back.
Beginning January 1, Delta Dental of Tennessee is introducing enhanced benefits for persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
It'll include extra cleaning times for people with special needs, extra time for exams. More importantly, we will create a training program that any dentist office in the state can go online and pick that up.
At Delta Dental, we believe that the quality of oral health care should be accessible and inclusive for all.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dickson, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
At Old Hickory Credit Union, we're member-owned, not-for-profit, and eager to serve our Robertson County community. Since 1934, we have strived to provide our members with a safe, reliable place to take care of all their financial needs. From checking accounts to loans to mortgages, we're here to help. Credit unions have to constantly adapt to meet the needs of an ever-changing market. However, one constant will always remain, and that is the service we provide to our members. Stop by our Greenbrier branch today.
What separates us from other companies in Tennessee
That's going to be our mission to our customers, is to always improve the quality of life. That's from taking care of your past to a friendly voice on the phone when you call, to a technician that comes out, he's competent, he's going to solve the problem for you. We're considered a full encompassing service, so we're going to take care of 50 plus different pests, and we'll always have your back.
Welcome back. If you would like to try a true lard biscuit, there is one place to go. It is in Bon Aqua, Tennessee. It is the Beacon Light Tea Room, and it is not a frou-frou place, but it is a place with good home-style country cooking. And to tell us all about it, we have our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson, here with us. Tom, welcome once again, and talk about a great spot.
Good morning again. Yes, I can find places to eat.
That's one thing I love about you. And not only is it a great place to eat, but a place with a lot of history. In fact, it opened in 1936, according to your article.
Correct. There was a man named H.O. Ramsey. He built the restaurant. Beacon Light is a quite precise name. There was an airplane navigation beacon there. So it was the Beacon Light that was directly across Highway 100 from the restaurant. And in the 30s, U.S. mail planes had a string of beacon lights from Nashville to Memphis, and I'm sure elsewhere, of course. But that was one of the ones that guided the mail planes from Middle Tennessee to West Tennessee. And that's how he named his restaurant.
I love that piece of history. Now, what can we expect when we go in to eat?
I'm not sure whether the term is correct, but what I call oilcloth tablecloths, the kind of the slick things that were in your grandmother's kitchen.
Yes.
Those are on the tables.
Uh-huh.
It seats about 90. It's compact. You're close to your neighbors. And the current owners, Kim and Daryl Wynn, just make it feel delightful. Kim says she'll more than happily be in the kitchen, but she likes being out on the floor better. So if Kim's making the rounds, striking up a good conversation with her about what's on the menu and what's going on in the community, that's always fun.
Well, now tell us about the biscuits. So what's so big about the biscuits? The lard. Obviously she uses lard. So that is like true biscuit style.
Absolutely. First time I went in, I was by myself, and a basket of these small, old style lard biscuits was placed in front of me. I hadn't ordered anything yet. I swear it could have made a meal off of it. And it wasn't 2 or 3. It was a basket full. And I asked, I said, is this normal? And I said, well, sure it is. That's what we do. But so indeed, you've got this very casual setting, close in with your neighbors, and absolutely just good basic country cooking. Fried chicken out of an iron skillet is about as good as you can get anywhere. And that's just a big part of the Beacon Light. Country hams there. Breakfast. I've had breakfast every time I've been in, no matter what time of day. It's just the way it is. They do have things like a half-pound hamburger, but I save my burgers for other places when I'm in a country cooking kitchen place.
Well, I hate to cut this interview short, Tom, but I got to go because I really need to get there to eat something. That sounds amazing. The biscuits, the ham. Now, when you're there, do they share a lot of the history with visitors, with patrons that come in? Is there information there or pamphlets or anything?
There's a lot on the printed on the menu. The staff is hustling. They don't really have much time to talk. I've caught Kim on a couple of good times. I forgot one thing.
Please tell me.
When they bring the biscuits, they have 2 or 3 containers of preserves. It's really almost more like syrups. And honest to goodness, you can make a dessert off of the extra biscuits that you haven't eaten and the preserves that they bring to you automatically. So they just do it right.
It sounds like it. And I love what you have in the article about what they have in the foyer. You're blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. But you have something else written under that, what I got a chuckle out of.
Yep. I think the phrase really ought to be, you're hungry when you come in and full when you go out.
Well, another spot we need to visit if you want some down-home good Southern cooking, the Beacon Light Tea Room. Tom, thank you so much for always sharing all of the great places to visit in Tennessee.
I'm happy to. Keep traveling.
Yes, sir. We'll do it. We have more coming up on Mornings on Main Street right after this, but I don't know about you. I'm in the mood for a biscuit and some jams and preservatives right now. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Thomas Drugs, serving our community since the early 1900s. We're a full-service drugstore and soda fountain located in a building on Main Street that is on the National Register of Historic Places. We have a staff of pharmacists with over 70 years of experience, and we are committed to offering the best care and service to our community. We're now offering healthcare testing and treatment with positive results, a one-stop shop. Stop by our pharmacy today or visit our website at thomasdrugs.net.
He shoots, and he scores!
Here at Rock and Roll Sushi, we're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors that are big, bold, and loud. We're the only place to experience the rock you love and the rolls you love with the ones you love. Come see for yourself why we're the best sushi experience in town. Find us at 108 Morris Road in Clarksville or visit our website at rockandrollsushi.com.
Up these stairs is what used to be Antoinette Hall Opera House, an opera house built in 1868. It actually opened up Christmas of 1868. Unfortunately, it is not in the state that it used to be, but it is still beautiful. We have the executive director of Star Theater and Center for the Arts of Antoinette Hall. We have Tammy Pulaski with us. Thank you, Tammy. And
thank you.
I so appreciate your time.
Absolutely, absolutely. I could share for days about Antoinette Hall because that is truly the heart of what I believe Pulaski is right now.
You know, you can feel it. You can feel kind of just that energy when you first open the door and you walk in. Share a little bit more about what Antoinette Hall was to Pulaski at that time.
Okay, so in 1867, there was this terrible fire on this downtown square, and this side of the square burned down. So in 1868, Mr. Algernon Cox was commissioned by the gentlemen in the community who were clamoring for amusements. That's what it said in the paper.
Oh, I love it.
And he decided to build this grand hall to bring people back together, be a unifying place. He named it Antoinette Hall after his wife. It was later named the Pulaski Opera House. So if you Google it, it'll come up under either one.
Okay.
And there's just a total rich history on it on our website at AntoinetteHall.com. It is the total full history with pictures, as many as we've been able to locate. And then the future, of course, of what we hope to do with it. But it was a wonderful kind of vaudevillian theater, if you will, as when it was built. And as you see, it has the horseshoe balcony. It seated about 450 people. It has a raked stage. That's what it was called when it was sloped from back to front, a raked stage. It had original gas globe footlights in the front of it. retrofitted later, of course, with electricity. But the charm and the beauty and the stature of something like that, Pulaski was quite a hopping town in the 1800s, so that was really special, and it stayed in existence until about the mid-1930s, so it's been closed for 90 years.
Oh, it is about time that something be done and bring that beauty back. You know, I plucked one of the pamphlets that was upstairs, and I noticed in a picture a elaborate, exquisite chandelier.
Yes, from again, from newspaper articles, we've been able to determine that there was a plaster medallion in the center of the room and one single huge chandelier that hung. So we, of course, are going to try to replicate that and try to replicate everything from that time era. We want you to feel like you are stepping back into the 1800s when you step into that theater.
Oh, that would be amazing. You also have some offices up there. Did I notice that? There, I saw a name on one of the doors.
Yes, you have J.L. Jones, lawyer, is on one of the doors. And what we're planning on doing, so when Antoinette Hall was built in the 1800s, it was a standalone. It did not have like a pre-function space or anything. It just stood by itself. So as these buildings built on either side of it, offices, of course, filled those buildings. And the interesting thing about Antoinette Hall is it is built on the second floor.
Right.
So you might find that, you know, interesting or unusual about a theater. Of course, back then they didn't have ADA compliances that you have to do, and we will, of course, with the elevators and everything proper that we need. But it was horse and buggy days. This was like back in dirt streets. So this was a time where when they built something of that elegant stature, it was women in their finery and the gentlemen in their suits. And I mean, it was a very formal affair. So yes, it was a grand space for sure.
I can only imagine. So where are you at? What's happening with it now? And what do you guys hope to do?
Okay, we are trying right now, of course, arts education is our major component downstairs for the theater that we have on the street level. By continuing the arts education and drawing more attention to the community and to Antoinette Hall, our hopes, of course, are to bring this back, because it's the oldest opera house in the state of Tennessee, and from what we can determine, it's the second oldest in the nation.
No kidding.
That is built as an opera house and remained one until it closed. So yes, of course, it is our dream to bring it back, because it's truly a cornerstone for our beautiful downtown square. It would just complement the courthouse so much. It will bring the nightlife back to our community. We know in our heart of hearts that it's time for Antoinette Hall to get that curtain raised. So yes, we're making big efforts in the next few years to make that happen. The main thing right now is the raising awareness. So please tell everyone that you know about Antoinette Hall. Share our story, because it truly is remarkable. And when I shared with you that we went up there not knowing what was there and opened those doors and walked into that hall, we're a community theater and we landed in this beautiful space. So it's our mission, and in order to help, there's ways to donate. You can, of course, go on the website on AntoinetteHall.com. Again, share it on social media if you want to. Get in touch with us. If you have some special person that you think needs to see this, who might want to be involved and contribute and help, give me a call. I'll be glad to give them a tour any time of the day or night, and just come see us. And if you're just curious and want to see it in person, there's nothing like walking into that room in person. So come take a look and come be a part of making this special part of history, bring it back again.
Could you imagine bringing and restoring Antoinette Hall, bringing it back to life? I mean, being the oldest in our state, as you just mentioned,
yeah,
and second
absolutely.
oldest in the nation.
Yeah. So yes, oldest in the state of Tennessee. So Tennessee folks, this is for you. We're like a baby Ryman down here. We just want someone to come love on her a little bit and bring that back to life again and raise that curtain.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. So I'm sharing another quote that I like, and this one is from Mark Twain, and I think it goes, "Never regret anything that made you smile." Just wanted to share that with you this morning. As always, thanks for being here, and thanks for joining us for Mornings on Main Street. Whether you watch the entire show or you just watch segment by segment, we always appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning. See you then.